Good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini ChannelEye. I'm Sharon Mascarenhas.
A very good evening to you. I am Dishan Veerakode, and we start off by taking a look at your headlines for tonight. Travel restrictions are to be imposed till the 7th of next month. Relaxations are solely for the purpose of purchasing essential items. Mobile vehicles are to be deployed for the distribution of essential food items. The Medical Research Institute confirms that none of the COVID-19 infected patients has so far been afflicted with the black fungus disease. India's corona death toll surpasses 300,000. The Yar storm appears to be developing into a severe storm in the next few hours.
On to the stories in detail now, starting off with local news. The government has decided to implement the travel restrictions till the 7th of next month. However, they will be relaxed tomorrow and also on the 31st of this month and the 4th of next month to enable the consumers to purchase essential commodity items. These decisions have been taken at a meeting of the Special Committee of COVID Control presided over by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. Although travel restrictions remain relaxed from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow, only a selected number of retail sales outlets, pharmacies, trading centres dealing in fish, meat, vegetables and bakery produce, as well as filling stations are permitted to remain open and engage in services. On the days of relaxing of travel restrictions, only one person from each residence is permitted to leave the residence and purchase goods from the nearest shop. It has also been decided at the meeting of the COVID Control Special Committee to close down all liquor shops during the period of travel restrictions. However, the numbering system of the National Identity Card will not be implemented on those who leave the residences tomorrow. However, it is strongly prohibited to arrive in vehicles to the shops to purchase essential items. The drone craft of the Army and Air Force will constantly monitor those who violate travel restrictions. It has also been decided to deploy mobile sales vehicles on the regional level to facilitate the general public in purchasing essential food items during periods of travel restrictions. The instant telephone line is 1965 will remain open 24 hours of the day for the people to inform the difficulty they are experiencing and also as coordinating information service. The President has also instructed to implement a program for the government to purchase the vegetable harvest of the farmers, which could not be sold on regional level. Search operations will also be conducted to find whether vehicles travelling on the roads during the periods of travel restrictions are actually engaged in essential services. Among those who have attended the meeting, including Ministers Pavitra Vanyarachi, Gamini Lokuge, Bandula Gunawardana, Maindananda Aluggamage, Johnston Fernando, Ramesh Patirana, Prasanna Ranatunga, Rohit Abhigunawardana and Namal Rajapaksa and State Ministers attended the meeting. A special media briefing was conducted at the Department of Government Information this afternoon to convey decisions of the Special Committee for the Prevention of COVID-19 disease.
Made by various specialists in the medical field and also different types of specialists in regard to COVID-19 and how the Sri Lanka should move during this period. During that discussion and the meeting, certain decisions were made and accordingly this meeting was summoned. As you know that as of now, we have enforced a travel restriction on 21st, the Friday, with effect 11 p.m. This travel restriction will be eased on 25th, Tuesday tomorrow at 4 a.m. and on the same day tomorrow with effect 11 p.m. this travel restriction will be enforced until the 31st Monday 4 a.m. Monday once again travel restriction will be enforced on the same day 31st Monday with effect 11 p.m. and that will continue till the Friday the 4th 4 a.m. and on the same day Friday the 4th 11 p.m. this will be enforced and it will continue till the Monday the 7th till 4 a.m. in the morning. So as of now the government of Sri Lanka has decided to have these travel restrictions in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Sri Lanka. Considering the situation, His Excellency the President and the government of Sri Lanka has decided to enforce enforce these travel restrictions while considering the majority of the people to get their food and medicine. One day, about 17 hours is being given on 25th, 31st and on the 4th. So this is how the travel restrictions will continue in coming days. We thank the people of Sri Lanka for the great cooperation extended up to now. We request the people of Sri Lanka to cooperate with all armed forces and police who are controlling this period, this enforcement of travel restriction. There have been occasions where people are using forged type of identities trying to move from A to B. We request to cooperate with us. In the meantime, there will be specific days where the travel restrictions are being eased off. On those days, shops, supermarket, pharmacies decided by specially by the GAs will be informed, notified in that respective areas, and people are requested to go to the nearest shop or the pharmacy rather traveling to some other area. His Excellency the President has given instruction to all the ministers, those who are involved in trade and commerce and other respective areas, and also the political authority to support to get food and the essential items through mobile system also. This is something new to us. We have been practicing this during the first wave of COVID and we were very successful. So therefore, we believe that if there's a mobile system coming onto your own houses or your street, and we have given permission for such people to move on roads, especially to take food essential items. So therefore, this will be fairly a long days. However, that is why the government has decided to ease travel restriction on 31st 4th to cooperate with us, and we believe and we wish that people of this country will cooperate to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Sri Lanka.
Meanwhile, State Minister Dilum Amunagama says that common transportation services of any type will not be conducted tomorrow as the travel restrictions are to be temporarily withdrawn in order for the general public to purchase essential goods. A 24-hour hotline number has been introduced for the general public to present any problems relating to essential services during the times of travel restrictions. Accordingly, the consumer could make inquiries and present their grievances to the telephone number 1965. The telephone number or the telephone centre has been established at Temple Trees. It was declared open by Minister Nama Rajapaksa. Around 20 officials are being deployed to respond to the queries of the general public regarding essential services. Meanwhile, economic centres and wholesale trade centres have remained open since this morning for the purpose of engaging in bulk trade. Wholesale trade in Petta has commenced today. Essential food items have been distributed without any shortage. It has also been reported that the Dambul Economic Centre has received more than 7 million kilos of vegetables since this morning. Our correspondent says that wholesale traders from the outstations in large numbers have been arriving at the centre to purchase vegetables since the reopening of the centre at dawn today. Bulk trading at Tambuthegama Economic Centre has also recommenced today. The Kapitipolit Special Economic Centre was also reported to have received large quantities of vegetables. The farmers were said to have received higher prices for the produce due to the influx of traders. The Bandaravela Trade Centre was also reported to have received large stocks of up-country vegetables. The gathering of traders in large numbers was seen at the centre as well.
In the meantime, the inoculation of the second dose of the Covishield vaccine and the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine under the COVID-19 immunization program is being continuously carried out successfully. 7,546 persons have received the vaccines yesterday. The second dose of the Covishield vaccine has been delivered to 5,192 persons yesterday. The number of those who have so far received the second dose of this vaccine is 330,988. The first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine has been given to 2,354 persons yesterday. Up to now, 514,259 persons have been vaccinated with the Sinopharm vaccine. The program to provide the COVID prevention immunization vaccine to the media personnel who are fulfilling a prominent task in the prevention of the spread of the pandemic is being conducted continuously. Accordingly, an inoculation program for the media persons was conducted at the Sri Javadanapura General Hospital today as well. The program is being implemented through full sponsorship of the Ministry of Mass Media on a request of Minister of Mass Media Dr. Kelia Rambukwella. Around 800 employees in electronic and printed media institutions have received the Sinopharm vaccine today. The Sinopharm vaccine has also been inoculated on people in the Elhei Vatta Gramanildaya division in the Vatta Divisional Secretariat Division. Vaccination of the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine on adults in 7 homes of the age in the Kasbah Medical Officer of Health Division has taken place today. The elderly persons at the Jayavardhana home for the aged in Kasbah have received the vaccine. The Ministry of Health has issued specific guidelines for the PCR and rapid antigen test to be conducted through private hospitals. The instructions have been informed in writing to the officials in charge of laboratories in private hospitals. Accordingly, relevant tests have to be conducted according to the recommendations of the medical specialist in charge of diagnosis of the disease condition or any other responsible medical authority. The patient should be ordered to undergo quarantine in their residences or other places of stay until receipt of results of the sample test. It is the responsibility of the hospital authority to inform the epidemiology unit of the Ministry of Health, the medical officer of health in the relevant area and the patient in the event of detection of the affliction of COVID-19 disease to a patient. The hospital authorities should also take measures to place the infected persons at an authorized COVID-19 treatment center according to recommendations of the relevant physician. The Director General of Health Services also informs that the permission being granted to private hospitals for the conducting of PCR and rapid antigen tests on COVID-19 disease will be cancelled in the event of any private hospital breaching the relevant orders. Obtaining of samples should be carried out in a specific and secure location. Therefore, outpatients and outsiders are not allowed to have their PCR and rapid antigen tests in their vehicles. 2,283 COVID-19 patients were detected today. 1,296 fully recovered patients have left the hospitals today. Accordingly, the total recoveries in the country has increased up to 139,947. A total of 25,327 COVID-19 patients are still receiving treatment in hospitals. A total of 32 COVID-19 related deaths have been reported yesterday. The deaths have occurred from the 23rd of April until yesterday. Out of this number, 14 victims were above the age of 71 years. 9 of the victims were between the ages of 61 and 70 years and 3 between the ages of 51 and 60 years. 5 victims were between the ages of 41 and 50 years. The remaining victim was in the age of 28 years. The Medical Research Institute confirms that none of the COVID-19 infected patients in Sri Lanka has so far been afflicted with the black fungus disease. The Airport and Aviation Services Company has donated 10 million rupees to the Hambantota General Hospital to purchase a PCR machine. Chairman of the company, retired Major General G.A. Chandrasiri, has handed over the relevant cheque to Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi at the Health Ministry. The Ministry of Health says the machine will be used for PCR tests on airline passengers arriving at the Mattha Rajapaksa International Airport and also on employees at the Hambantota Harbour, as well as for the speedy issuance of PCR tests being processed in the southern province. A building of the Sri Lanka Transport Board in the Badula district has been converted into a COVID intermediate treatment centre. Commanding Chief of Security Forces in the Central Province, Major General Ranjan Lama Hevage, has handed it over to the health divisions yesterday. The treatment centre, constructed through the initiatives of the Sri Lanka Army, is comprised of 260 beds. Measures have been taken to set up 5 COVID-19 intermediate treatment centres under the command of the Vanni Defence Forces headquarters. The centres are able to undertake treatment of 2,000 patients in a single instance. Commander-in-Chief of the Vanni Defence Forces, Major General D.M.H.D. Bandara, says that preparations have already been made for the provision of beds for 1,000 patients in these treatment centres. District Secretary of Vavuniya, S.M. Saman Bandulasena, has also inspected the treatment centres. The Child Training and Advisory Services National Centre of the Department of Probation and Childcare in Paratta Panadura was declared open as a COVID-19 intermediate treatment centre today. The centre could accommodate 200 patients at once. Minister Rohita Abbe Gunawardena, State Minister Piyal Nishantha and Parliamentarian Sanjeeva Edirimana were also present on this occasion. An abandoned building in a non-functioning garment factory in Igalkanda, Alpitia, is been turned into a COVID-19 intermediate treatment centre. The Army is in charge of constructions. Southern Province Governor Dr. Willie Gamage was engaged in an inspection tour at the premises. COVID-19 patients with kidney dysfunctioning are being treated at the Homagama Base Hospital. A portable dialysis machine worth of 2.2 million rupees, which could be used easily in the treatment of patients, was handed over to the hospital today. Minister Vimal Veeravansha has also participated in this event.
You're watching the news on Rupavahini. Here's more local news. The retiring Attorney General and President's Counsel, Dappula de Oliveira, has called on the President and the Prime Minister today. President's Counsel Dappula de Oliveira is the 47th Attorney General of Sri Lanka. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, upon appreciation of his services, has extended best wishes on his retirement. Acting Solicitor General, President's Counsel Sanjay Rajaratnam is scheduled to be sworn in as the new Attorney General. President's Counsel Dappula de Oliveira has informed the Prime Minister that he is retiring from the post of Attorney General. He has also pointed out that he was able to engage in future course of action in a large number of court cases during his tenure in office. He also told the Prime Minister that a special feature of his service period has been the ability to engage in several crucial cases as well as to initiate action relating to many other criminal cases. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa on this occasion has extended best wishes on the retiring life and future activities of the President's Counsel, Dappula de Oliveira.
Now, the Department of Meteorology predicts that the Yas minor storm would develop into a severe storm within the next few hours. As a result, an increase in the rainfall and the windy situation in the southwestern part of the island is expected from tomorrow till the 27th of this month. It has also been pointed out that the southwestern monsoon condition is being gradually stabilized across the island. As a result, certain locations in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and southern provinces will receive rainfall exceeding 150 millimeters. The wind speed across the island may at times increase to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. The department further forecasts that an intermittent wind speed of around 70 kilometers could be reported from the western slopes of the central highlands, north central and northwestern provinces, as well as from the districts of Kegalle, Vaunia, Mana, Trikomali, Mullaitivu and Hambantota. It is also anticipated that the minor storm developed in the northeastern direction of the Bay of Bengal would turn into a severe storm in the next 24 hours. There is a greater possibility of the storm moving in the northwestern direction and leave the island towards the coast of western Bengal by the 26th of this month. The Department of Meteorology reiterates that all those engaged in fishing and naval activities in the sea around the Bay of Bengal and also in the sea areas around the island should refrain from attending in such activities until further notice. Our correspondent says a small boat carrying 3 persons on a fishing expedition in Devata area in Galle was met with an accident. A 16-year-old youth among the group is reported to be missing. The Department of Coastal Conservation has taken speedy measures to prevent coastal erosion in the northwestern part of the island as a result of the inclement weather condition. Accordingly, stone mounds are to be erected in the beachfront from Kalpitia to Venapur, which have been subjected to severe sea erosion. It has also been reported that walls of stone, which have been set up in early occasions, have washed away due to rough seas in the coastal areas of Toduvava, Talvila, Baredepola and Mutupantia. Stone mounds are now being erected using a special type of carpeting.
The University Grants Commission has informed new entrants to only duly filled relevant application form in applying for university admission due to the fact that numerous obstructions have been raised as a result of the corona pandemic. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Sampath Amaratunga, says that it is not necessary to include the school leaving certificate or any other certificates with the application form. The application should be submitted via internet. He further says that the students are able to submit their applications to the UGC until the 11th of next month. Professor Sampath Amaratunga further said that it has been found out that the conducting of lectures over the internet has been extremely successful.
අන්තර්ජාලය ඔස්සේ තමන්ගේ කරුණු කාරණා විතරක් ඇතුළත් කරලා ඒ අයදුම් පත්‍රය විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ප්‍රතිපාදන කොමිෂන් සභාව වෙත යොමු කරන්න කියලා. ඒකට ඒ අනුව පාසලේ.
And that's a wrap of tonight's primetime news, and until we meet again next time, do take care and good night.